Okay, so I'm going to do one more today just because I do not have a daughter yet. And that statement plays well into the conversation or the topic that I want to quickly discuss today regarding INTJs and lack of tact. We are fantastic at not having tact. So this one, I find it's near and dear because it also speaks to the opinionated side of things, our idea of being straightforward. Whichever way you want to bring it up, the fact is that society is based on tact. Social measures that are weighed based on how you can position and present yourself in society, in the social group of things. So I find tact very interesting because for myself, that was something I really had to work on. And it was quite the ride. Being young, when we talk about the opinionated side of things, you don't even realize what tact is because basically society is the one that teaches you tact. You don't have that innately. And so it teaches you where your boundaries are regarding what is socially acceptable and what's not. So we can be quick to push against the boundaries because our inquisitive nature and our desire to understand and make sense overrides sometimes the tact function. We want to rebel, and by no means is questioning, and even though you say rebelling, it's basically just questioning things or turning it on its head like a counterculture idea. However, in order to keep society slowly moving in a cohesive fashion, you have to still engage with society. So tact becomes that lubricant that helps you navigate. So with tact, I find it very interesting that for myself, this is again, just totally experiential. I think that tact is a blessing and a curse. So I feel that tact is, intuitively and intellectually, tact is necessary in order to get resources or get certain things or needs met in the society it is, or that we're in. However, tact is frustrating because social norms and conventions are very difficult to put up with when you are an INTJ, because you want to say, I call BS, or I want to just, why do we have a middleman on this? Or the optimization thing can drive you nuts because you don't see the relevance or the value that the social convention is forcing you to put in place in order to get your needs met. And so that is a very difficult thing to navigate. Where do you draw the line on what is your authentic self? What are you willing to build intact? Are you willing to have, multiple mindsets depending on the audience that you're in? And that's also difficult because we strive to be the best version of ourselves and our authentic self. So being multiple versions, and especially seeing people that are very different in different social dynamics. But also I should mention, even though I'm saying that, obviously we all have different, I shouldn't say obviously, people in the majority do have different types where you draw up certain features in yourself that are still your characteristics, but you might heighten them more. So for example, I wouldn't be swearing at a meeting that I'm meeting a president, something like that. So let's be honest, this is more about the higher level of how tact is difficult to integrate. And the difficulty is, I find for myself, in personal relationships. So once the trust has been established, once you've kind of built that bridge and you've built those connections, we already have that loyalty in place. We feel there's that comfort there, and therefore we feel we can skip the middleman potentially with the tactic side or tact side and be able to just go straight to talking about what the heart of the issue is, depending on the conversation. Good, bad, it doesn't have to be argumentative. It's just about anything. But the abruptness that comes with not using the social lubricant of tact is off-putting in situations, and it can cause potential damage to relationships. People that have been with you for years, when you are an INTJ, I find they understand that and they don't take it as personally, but really do really want to sit, and I still struggle with this, so that's why this is a conversation. But you don't want to have that constant fear of having an abrasive situation that stems from not being tactful and in a dialogue with someone that you care about. So I would love to hear other people's point of views on this. It is something that is very relevant for myself, and I want to see if there is other people's mindsets on how they've approached this topic, especially individuals that are potentially older, because I think there's a lot of value in understanding that experience and having it be able to be applied to potentially folks that are growing up or even in their midlife. So thanks so much for watching. As always, video requests, just put it in the comment section and I will post hopefully soon.